Good morning, Achieve Charter School. Hey, it's Tuesday, January 6th. What? It's not Tuesday. It's Wildcat Wednesday, January 6th, and I'm actually recording this on Wednesday. I can't even talk. Hey, I have a little story for you today. A little bit of Mr. Right story time. It's a short one, but I think you'll like it. And I think it goes well with growth mindset and diving in and finding out like what makes you tick. But before we get into story time, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand at attention. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you guys can have a seat. Go ahead and get everything settled, show a good slant, and you can just like sit back and enjoy some story time. So anyways, today's story is about how my two daughters, who are pretty close to the same age, approached learning how to ride a bike like completely differently. So first of all, let's talk about daughter number one, right? So daughter number one, she likes to push the limits. She likes to try things. She was like 4 years old and she needed to have her training wheels off. Like, you got to get these training wheels off my bike, take them off, and she would just start falling. Oh, and this was also the kid that had the most epic falls ever with training wheels on her bike. Like, I've never seen anybody crash so hard with training wheels. Like, she'd be going down our street, which just had like a gentle slope, right? Just going down with her friends and then just turn her handlebars full on all the way around and then just like roll a bike with training wheels. I didn't even know it was possible. So when she was like 4 years old, Dad, I got to have my training wheels off my bike, right? But it took her a while to learn how to ride her bike. She wasn't afraid of falling, but it took her like quite a while. And I remember like right at her 5th birthday, she had grown, or I think it was her 6th birthday, she had grown out of her bike. She really still wasn't a confident rider. She could balance for a few feet, but I had to get her started, right? And I knew that we were getting her this new bike for her birthday. And so right before her birthday, we practiced a whole bunch to like make sure that she could get pretty good and on her birthday actually ride her new bike, you know? And she did it, and she could ride like, we went over to a school playground and she kind of rode around on the blacktop, and she still needed some help starting a little bit, but she could ride it for a long time, but she couldn't quite start by herself, right? And so it was like this long progression with tons of trying, right? Tons of effort on her part, tons of effort on my part. I'm like getting worn out trying to run along with her. Tons of falls, scrapes. She'd come home bloody. She didn't really care. She'd just walk in the house and be like, Mom, look, my elbow's all bloody. I was trying to ride my bike. And it took her probably a couple of years to master it, right? And once she mastered it, of course, you know, it's just like riding a bike. So then she just took off and was awesome. Then our other daughter came along and she wouldn't try it. She wouldn't try it forever. She was super afraid of falling. And she would even tell you that. Nope, I'm afraid of falling. I'm like, here, just... And she's super athletic. Like, I knew she was going to get it easy. Like, I knew that, but she didn't know that. And so I just kept thinking like, man, I got to convince her to do this. We'd talk about it. She'd ask questions about it. She would kind of get the nerve up and she's like, okay, I'll try it on my sister's bike. And she'd get on there and I'd hold her. We wouldn't even roll, right? Just hold her still. And she'd be like, oh no, I'm going to fall. Nope, not trying this. So finally, when she was about 6.5 years old, I was like, man, we're going on family bike rides. We can't go very far because you're on training wheels. Like, we need to just like put some time in. It's going to be kind of hard, but you can do this. She started a bunch of positive self-talk. We talked about that. Her cousins happened to come by one day when we were trying, and they gave her a bunch of compliments, and they gave her some positive self-talk. And she finally got the nerve up to try it. So she's like, okay, I'll try it. We can do this. And we'd go out in the street, and we'd try sometimes for like maybe only 1 minute, right? And she'd do great. She'd just take off for like 1 minute, and then a little obstacle would get in her way, and she's like, I'm done for today. I was like, okay, that's okay. I know I can't push it that hard, right? We did that for a few days. It wasn't very long at all, just like a few little tries. And then all of a sudden she had like one good ride, and she's like, that feels pretty good. I think I got this. And then she just took off and she could ride. Now, here's the interesting thing that I noticed once I started looking back and got to reflect on how they rode. The daughter that waited a really long time, second daughter, once she started, it didn't take her very long to learn. The other daughter like tried with a bunch of like trying really hard, a bunch of fails. We all know we learn well by failing. She was a risk taker. She was willing to take that risk. She started younger, but it took her a long time. By their 7th birthday, if I could just like go back in time and take both of them at 7 and put them right next to each other, you couldn't tell the difference. They're both great cyclists by the time they're 7. Like, they're amazing. They'll try and like pop little wheelies. They try to go off jumps, which they totally can't do. They both try that stuff at 7 years old. So 7 and 7 doing exactly the same things, but one of them didn't even start till she was 6.5, and one of them tried to start when she was like 4. So I want to tell you about this and give you a little encouragement about your growth mindset, because I see you taking your PFAs that way, right? I see some people who are like, I took the diagnostic and I got one right, so I think I'm ready for the content assessment. Can you approve it? And some of your teachers have had to say like, sure. Good luck with that, because you haven't studied or learned anything yet. You're like, that's fine. I'm going to try it. And of course you fail it, and then you go learn, and then you take some notes, and you try it again, and then you learn some more, and then you try it again, and then you pass it. And you're like, I had 5 attempts. I nailed it. And I got like a 1 out of 10, a 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and I passed it. Like, I love doing it that way. And then other people are like, okay, I took the content assessment or the diagnostic, and I got them all right. Okay, but I know that I need to study a lot of this, and you're trying to pass it on your first attempt. All that's okay. So I want you to like think a little bit today, like what makes you tick? What works for you? You can't just sit and do nothing. Like, some people try and make that look like it's something like, oh no, I just want to wait till I'm good. Like, push yourself, put yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, but know yourself really well. What is it that makes you study, that helps you study? What is it? When do you know that you're ready for a test? One other thing I've noticed over the years, not just this year with Summit, but I noticed some people study in different ways. Like, some people are taking excellent notes this year and then reviewing their notes. Some people like to make flashcards, right? Other people learn really well from the videos, but they watch them 2 or 3 times. Like, you really got to know yourself well and know how you study best. I got one other like funny little story, even though this is going kind of long. Maybe I'll just save it for tomorrow. This was long enough. So anyways, know yourself well, try and do what works for you. And I want you to have a little conversation about that this morning. How do you know what things work for you? How do you know what study skills are the best for you? Have a great day, Achieve. Bye.